Hello?
Hey, John, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Excellent. How you doing? So with us now is Jon Moxley, and the first question is from Justin Barrasso at Sports Illustrated. Justin? Justin Barrasso?
Kind of operation we run in here.
Right. Justin can't ask his question. He hasn't done his pin, so he can't ask a question.
Okay, we can go to the next one, which is Nick Hausman from Wrestle. Nick Hausman?
And Nick, you need to unmute yourself.
Hey, John, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
John, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on your successful title defense tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I wanted to ask you something a little outside of what happened in the match tonight. Something outside the ring. A lot of buzz around your wife, Renee Young. Any chance we could see her in your corner in AEW anytime soon?
Well, I don't think she wants to get anywhere near my corner. She don't like blood and shit. But right now, the thing with that is that she has a extensive no-compete clause to go to another wrestling company, but it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. It wouldn't surprise me at all for her to do, as a jack of all trades, for her to be pop in and do something, be a presenter or a host or something. I mean, she's backstage. She was sitting in the crowd tonight, so she's around. If it wasn't for the no-compete, she could have popped on camera tonight if she wanted to. But ultimately, her main goals and interests lie kind of outside of wrestling, but I expect her to kind of have her toe dipped in because she's so ingrained in wrestling and so many wrestling fans follow her. So I assume she'll have her toe dipped in some way. But I want her to get that Katie Couric, Good Morning America gig, so I can just have a sugar mama, Anybody there?
Mandy, you might want to repeat who it was. You cut out.
Louis Dangor.
Hi, John. How are you?
What's up, Bruce?
So obviously your last or sort of two main title defenses were against Lance Archer and Brian Cage. Sorry, not Lance Archer. Brody Lee and Brian Cage. How was it for you? The difference in facing someone like MJF and the difference in your preparation for the matches I just mentioned, and then your match with MJF.
Yeah, that's the great thing about man, that's one of the fun things about wrestling, man, is the different opponents and different styles. And I think I can adapt to anybody's style, and big guys. I love working with a small guy like Darby Allin and doing I do lucha head arm scissors and bullshit like that. I also love working with just a straight up ass kicker like Brody Lee and just have a tooth and nail fight, and then a classic old school wrestler like MJF is pretty cool to work with because I get a lot of people think of me one way, but I was trained in the Les Thatcher system. I was trained caught in the ring, old school, tackle head down, tackle, get it again. 60s style pro wrestling. So I love that old school classic style, so we were able to kind of blend it's fun to kind of blend your style with somebody else's and see what kind of wacky cocktail you can come up with. So it was interesting to have a different style of opponent than some of these monsters I've been facing. And it was cool too to, have a nice, however long, many weeks build up. And the last pay-per-view was just kind of, we didn't even know if we were going to do the pay-per-view. Guys were stuck in quarantine. Guys were stuck in New York. I hadn't even been on TV. And it was just like, we got to throw this together. And Brody Lee, I'm like, hell yeah, I love Brody. So, and I love that match, and I love everything about that match, but it's, a 3-week build is, not ideal. This, we had a nice, good build and a good story, and all the elements all came into place. And it was a nice little taste of MJF's first taste of what it takes to win a world title.
Thanks. Next question is from Justin Schigel from 98 Rock. Justin?
Yes,
Mr. Moxley, again, congratulations on a fantastic match, a fantastic title defense this evening. That is your fifth, I believe, between Hager, Brody Lee, Cage, Allen, and MJF. Is there anybody on your record that you'd like to get some sort of repentance, revenge against that you might have lost to in the past, now that you're sort of the king of the hill of AEW? Any loss you'd like to scratch off your record, maybe prior to AEW, any prior companies before that, to come in and get that off your record? In AEW, there ain't nobody that's pinned me or submit me. I think the only loss I had was a DQ where I walked out on my own tag partner. So there's no really an AEW that I can think of that I can't think of any repentance. But I mean, anybody who's got anybody who I got unfinished business with, there's so many guys I want to, tangle with, and I'll have to, have to keep some of that close to the vest, but I mean, I got my eyes on a lot of very specific opponents and specific stories I want to tell, and it's just, I'm really, wrestling's a lot like, something like surfing where, sometimes you're waiting for a wave, sometimes you're riding a big-ass wave, sometimes you're riding a medium wave, sometimes there ain't no wave at all, and sometimes you get off a wave and you're waiting for the next one to come in. Right now, I'm riding a really big-ass wave, and I don't know when it's going to stop. It'll stop one day, but right now I'm really enjoying riding this wave.
Thanks. Next question is from Scott Fishman from TV Insider. Scott?
Hey, John. So we saw Thunder Rosa, working tonight, which is great to see the relationship with the NWA. What are your thoughts on, the more companies, AEW working with more companies and yourself kind of challenge, defending the title in other companies, the AEW Championship, or going for other titles and having that freedom?
I love that idea. 2020 for me was going to be an absolutely crazy, ambitious schedule, and I only had the first half of it worked out. I feel like 2019, I only really had half the year. My first match as Jon Moxley was in June, so I only had really 6 months to work. I was like, now I got a full 12 months to work. I'm AEW World Champion. I'm going to take that belt all over the world, in Europe, whatever it would be, Australia, take it to Japan if need be, take it to I was, going to kind of try to do like an old school world champion thing, take the belt around and really make it into a, I love that idea of working with the NWA, of working with any other. I think it'd be cool, man, if all these, like Ring of Honor, Impact, New Japan, if the more talent trading back and forth, I'm not shy about the fact that I wish we had some type of agreement with New Japan. I'm obviously still a part of that roster, and I think there's a lot of benefits to. I'm not saying we're obviously different companies and with different products and different business plans, so it's not like we got to be married at the hip or anything like that, or But maybe throw a New Japan guy pops up for here or there, or some of our young guys go over and do a Super Junior tournament to gain experience. I think that'd be great for everybody. So I'm all about that. I'll take this belt anywhere they want me to take it.
Thanks. Next question is from Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful.
Hey, John, thanks for taking the time. There was a lot made of the humidity tonight, even with the crowd. There were multiple people in the crowd saying that they were kind of worn down. Did you feel that in the ring? And if so, how much did you feel it in the ring?
Shit, yeah, I felt that. I'm glad you asked that question. I knew this morning, my wife went outside to take the garbage out and was like, it's like extra humid today. And that was at like 10 in the morning. I went, great. That's a great sign for today. Because it is all these tapings. So if I don't want to get, this is a shout out to all the men and women in AEW that are out there busting their ass at Daly's place in the summer. It is so hot and so humid. Today was especially humid. And also I had to walk up 37 million flights of steps because they want me to do this entrance on the top of the stadium. That's all cool and well, but as soon as I walk out, I've been sweating all day. I'm sweating through 4 shirts today. I'm horribly dehydrated right now. So I had to walk up 40 million flights of stairs. I get to the top of the stairs. I'm completely fully in a full sweat. I'm like, I'm got ice on my head. I'm trying to stay cool, and I haven't even gone to the ring yet. So like 2 minutes into that sucker, I was like, oh my God, it is hot. It's like a soul-sucking humidity. It's not even like you're out of breath, like you're blowing up or anything. It's nothing like that. It's just like, it's like you're in quicksand. Like it just sucks your soul. Like, oh man. But you know, that's what all the great champions and great athletes here at AEW do, is suck it up and get through it. And yeah, it is hot. So please keep that in mind when you're watching all the great men and women at AEW. We are suffering in horrible humidity right now.
Thanks, Don. Next question is from Sean Radican from Pro Wrestling Torch. Sean? Sean, question? We can come back to you. Okay, let's go with Ryan Satin at Pro Wrestling Sheet. Ryan?
Hey, what's up, John? Great match tonight.
Appreciate it.
So what do you think about MJF after wrestling him tonight?
He's obviously, hey, got a long way to go, you know. And the thing we learned tonight is very simple. Cheaters never win. You don't win championships by taking shortcuts. He was out wrestling me at times out there. He was sticking to his game plan perfectly. He had my arm all messed up, shoulder popped out of socket. If he'd have just sucked it up and stuck to his game plan, he might have walked out as world champion tonight. But he tried to take a shortcut, and that just, it never works out for you when you take shortcuts. It's like the things, you know, your parents taught you that you never listened to. Measure twice, cut once, always break down your cardboard, you know, stuff like that. But he's going to be, as I've said before, he'll be on top of this company long after I'm gone.
Thanks. Next question is Emily Pratt from Fanbite. Emily?
Emily, you need to unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Hi, thanks. So you started out the year wrestling Lance Archer at the Tokyo Dome, and now he's a contender for your championship. How do you feel about facing him again?
I was trying not to pay much attention to that battle royal because I'm like, I gotta focus on one task at a time. That's how my brain works. So, but like I said, all different styles and opponents, and I want them all. So seeing Lance Archer win, I'm like, oh God, they just keep getting bigger, and oh my God. And I faced Lance Archer before at the Tokyo Dome in the Texas Death Match. One of my favorite matches this year. We beat the absolute holy hell out of each other. But if you go back to if you see the last end of that match, he's lying, all 7 foot of him is lying broken, bleeding in a pile of broken tables, and I walked out with the belt. So I think ultimately I don't see it playing out any differently, although I do recognize that this is an even more dangerous Lance Archer than I faced 8 months ago, because he not only just keeps getting better and just since the last year or so, when he's really stepped up his game, and he's the true dominator monster now, and he's got the coaching or expertise or the advocacy of Jake the Snake Roberts, who I'm sure will be trying to play some mind games with me, and maybe trade a little work on the microphone with the great Jake the Snake Roberts. So that's intriguing. So after I'm going to get good and fucking drunk tonight, but then tomorrow morning we start working on Lance Archer.
This question is from Gary Cassidy at Sportskeeda. Gary?
Hi, John. Thanks for taking the time. So you mentioned walking up all those stairs for that entrance. Another thing that happened on that entrance was the fan running towards you. I saw that you turned back after that. What were your thoughts on that? Have you got any message to fans that are going to run at Superstars during this time?
It is never a good idea. I'm glad they got that on camera. They said they cut away, but I was like, man, you should put that on camera because people should know what happens when you try to do something like that. Especially we're in a pandemic. I don't want your fucking gnarly ass getting near me. I don't even think he was trying to attack me. I think he was trying to just celebrate with me, like, yeah, rock and roll, man. Never a good idea. And shout out to Charlie, my man. Also spray painted my jacket tonight. Jack of all trades, Charlie. He's the guy who does just about everything backstage here at AEW. And he fucking speared that motherfucker. That was awesome. So it startled me for a second. I went, whoa, what can you do? It's live TV. That's happened to me several times.
Thanks so much, John. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you, man.